Greetings everyone, a warm welcome to you all, namaste. Guys, this is your July reading. Gosh, we're over halfway through the year and I really don't know where it's gone. Cancer, this is your reading. So for a lot of you, you will be having a birthday in or around July. So special birthday wishes to you all, and it is a really good time to concentrate on you, your journey, who you are, what you want out of life, and to really sort of meditate about yourself and connect with you at this time of your birthday, because you often get more insights or clarity or awareness or awakening. We will be using these 3 decks in front of us for the reading, so it'll be quite comprehensive, and they're big cards as well, so I'm going to try and fit them into, you know, the visual perceptive of the reading as well. Before we start, I did some intuitive work for you before I started. And some of the messages that came through, you guys actually received the Ace of Pentacles reversed, and the Queen of Cups jumped in there as well. So of course that Queen of Cups gives you the feeling of your own energy, that water type energy coming from the heart and connection to emotion and relationships. There's a possible change in direction for some of you in and around your work career. And it might be coming from you not feeling connected or passionate enough. So you might be just thinking, gosh, you know, do I want to change? Why am I doing this job? What's going on with my job? I'm not that happy, or I want to move, or I want some stimulation or something. And it says not to worry too much about money if that's been on your mind, because quite often the money is better than you think, or you're not reacting to it in a positive enough way, and it's creating a bit of negativity around you. Also love, connection, the heart, and the colour and the stone aquamarine. Aquamarine used to be used as a talisman for sailors. That's a piece of it there actually. It is a water stone, so it's very soothing for people born in the water signs like yourself. It is useful for healing sore throats, swollen glands, thyroid problems. It harmonises the pituitary and the thyroid, regulating hormones and growth. It has a general tonic effect, this particular stone. It strengthens the body's cleansing organs and aids the eyes, jaw, teeth and stomach. It can be used for useful for counteracting short or long-sightedness, and calms overreactions of the immune system and autoimmune diseases such as hay fever and allergies. So that might be a stone worth contemplating for you guys for your kind of, energies coming up for your birthday. And I know some of you have birthdays in June as well, and you might be actually listening to this video around the time of your birthday anyhow, even if it's in June. So let's put these aside and start with the first deck. These are the Energy Oracle cards. 3 from each deck will be more than ample for a solid reading anyhow. So this is for Cancer for July 2018. The 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael, which is the heart chakra, which is what we've just been talking about, and that's what the Queen of Cups often brings in as well. And there's Cornucopia, which is actually kind of like a blessing or a harvest coming into your life, and often some sort of monetary gains along the way as well. And there is the Storm warning for you as a 3rd card. Let's see what John Holland Psychic Tarot has to offer in here. This is for Cancer for July. The base chakra, so you're being talked a little bit about your physical body as well as your chakra levels or your chakra energy body. So there we have 3 major arcanas in that middle row there, and in essence that one is as well they're all quite big cards actually, to be honest, which doesn't surprise me, as we've just been talking about. This is your birthday synergy month. This is where you will feel a higher connection to, you know, the greater metaphysical perspectives of life, really. So patience number 14 is, of course, the Temperance card, and 0, New Beginnings, is the Fool. Another beautiful card. So let us see what the final 3 are going to be. I particularly picked this 3 mix because of the colour. I wanted to use a deck of a reading spread of colourful cards, because I think colour vibration is a wonderful way of getting messages across or through, and as well as healing. So this is for Cancer. The Death reversed, Wheel of Fortune, and the 8 of Wands. So we'll just see here, wheeling that in as close as we can. The cards will be focused sometimes on the back and sometimes on the front. Now we will read down through the columns, starting on the left hand column to begin with, which is the 4th chakra, then the base chakra, then the Death reversed. But the cards are very mutable, and the messages can be swayed or swung about through any part of the reading, depending on how you particularly pick them up as well. So that first column there is a real, physically, it's addressing physical things as well as metaphysical. So you've got the 4th chakra with Archangel Raphael and the heart, and the base chakra, and then the reversed Death. So they're all pretty much major arcanas, and they're a fairly strong message. If we look at the predominant indicators in this reading, we see a lot pointing to change, such as the reversed Death, the New Beginnings, the Storm warning, the Wheel of Fortune, and even this one. So I think you can find, for a lot of you, whether it's at a personal, private level, or even at a physical body level, or at an emotional level, some of you, or most of you, are going to be going through some sort of change. So as I say, let's start on this left-hand column. The heart chakra could be, for some of you, literally physical heart health, okay? So you could be in a place where you need to activate something to make some changes, such as dietary changes or more exercise, or you might need to have your heart checked or scanned, or blood pressure or cholesterol levels, things like that, altered or checked. Some of you may even be going in for heart surgery. It could be, you know, like clearing of the valves or the arteries, or getting a pacemaker put in, or anything along those lines. The other perspective from the heart chakra, of course, is emotional. So some of you may have some emotional healing that needs to be done on your heart. So it could be a time where you are going through a transition in relationships, or that there is pain involved in some aspect of a relationship for you. Perhaps there has been a recent loss, or you are not feeling as though a relationship is balanced and well met at the moment. And this could be coming from your own end. You might be wanting to move on from, it could be friends or a love relationship or families. It could be that you're wanting to move on from some of these relationships and move out of them. Or it could be that you feel you're not being treated fairly and responsibly and equally within relationships. So when we come down to the base chakra, this can also point to that part of our body which is the hips, thighs, the legs, right down to the ground, the grounding force of us. So any of that part of your body might also be a little bit out of kilter and need addressing one way or another. So you could have some blockages at the moment that literally need to be opened. And they may be opened at the spiritual, emotional, or physical level. This one here, the base chakra, often refers to things like fear in our life, or panic or worry, and de-establishment, or not being represented or feeling grounded enough or tied into our community or our family tribe or our home or our jobs. So this could be suggesting that you either are feeling as though you haven't got enough security around you in some of those areas and you're seeking to find it. But the whole reason could be is that there's just this change coming for you guys, that there's this moving on or dropping off of things. If this is the physical based part of the body that's got a blockage, some of you could even have bowel obstructions, or you could have things like celiac disease or irritable bowel or constipation. Some of you may need to go for something like a colonoscopy. This could be a really good month for you guys to do your yearly health check. Perhaps that's what some of you do around your birthday every year. You do a general health check and you go through the rigorous performances of all that. There might even be that involved. For some of you, you might be ending a health cycle that hasn't been very good and you are moving into a new awareness of health, which is what the reversed death sign can mean. So what that generally means is the same as with the death card. It's about renewal, reversal of things, the changing up, the moving out, the dropping off. So there feels as though you've reached a point or an epoch where you've either emotionally or physically or spiritually decided that you're ready for some change in direction, or jump up or jump out, or leaving something behind. And it could represent so many different perspectives because there's so much going on in this reading. Well, let's move on to the next row, the cornucopia, the patience card, which is the temperance, which is, balance, and the wheel of fortune. Again, these are all big cards, so it's a powerful reading. The cornucopia suggests success and happiness and bliss and euphoria and finding sated energies in life and completion and harvest. So it can be literally abundance coming into your life in many different ways. So again, all forms, emotional, physical, spiritual, financial. So each one of you, this could be a different perspective that it will be affecting. So not everyone will have the same message coming in for this card. But it's a very positive, powerful card of kind of almost like a reward, if you like, for everything that has been done up until now. It's like the harvest time on earth when all the vegetables and the plants have grown for the whole cycle, and then they produce that harvest that you can reap and you can be sated with it and it can keep you alive. So cornucopia is a very beautiful card to get, and it's so golden. In fact, in your reading, it is the most light-filled card. So it gives off the biggest glow. And the rest of your reading, if you look at your cards, they're relatively muted, especially, through here. We're seeing a lot of the black and muted tones. So there's something about the underneath coming up, or the hidden agenda coming up, or stuff that's being purged out, or that was hidden in a different part of you, or something that you've kept away, or there's this feeling that it's still a bit murky. There's either some things that you're not aware of, or you don't know it's all coming, or you're not ready for it. It's feelings along those lines. But when we see like the Wheel of Fortune come into a reading, we're really told that this is not so much our time to choose what's happening. This is the time of the universe delivering you things. And we definitely know that with this one over here, the Fool card as well, because it says new beginnings. So the Wheel of Fortune does the same thing, but it's a fortunate card in as much that it generally is taking you to a place of better opportunities and change and direction in the timing of the universe, not so much your timing. So you have to have patience. That's what that card is there for. It's saying to you, if you're wanting all of the trappings of cornucopia and you don't see it in your life, you need to have some patience as well, because the universe is delivering it to you in their timing. So part of that is being aware and awake and ready for new beginnings, and ready for opportunities coming, and ready to let go of the old that no longer suits you. And if you're not ready for these paradigms and changes and paradoxes coming into your life, you'll miss them. You'll be stuck and you'll be trapped in the murky waters. And then when you look back, you'll go, damn, I know when that opportunity was, and I can see it now in hindsight. But I wasn't ready, or I was too afraid, or the door wasn't open enough, or I wasn't listening. So there's a lot here about balance as well with this patient card. It's very much about that seed, a bit like the cornucopia. The seed is growing on her hand, and she's waiting for it to grow into this mature opportunity. And it goes up through the middle of her mind as well. So there's also this activation of thoughts coming through your mind, and ideas and possibilities. So there's a whole connection of everything that's interrelated in this reading. It's a very big, powerful reading. It is perhaps possibly the selection of cards I've chosen because they are very intense and quite deep. But I think for you guys it's really quite cool because, as I said earlier, it's your birthday reading for the year. Yes, I know June is as well. So this one here, Storm Warning, New Beginnings, and the reversed 8 of Wands. So the Storm Warning card is kind of like the Tower card in the traditional tarot. So again, this just reeks of changes coming and could be quite abruptly. Some of you may actually experience a physical storm on Earth like that, like a wild windstorm or a cyclonic weather event. Some of you may go through that, and it may affect you one way or another. It may affect your travel plans, and you may have to divert and go to a different place, or it may be stalled, or you might have to make some changes around travel. So that's something for some of you, because this is also a travel card, and there she is standing on the planet. So there's a lot here that talks to me very at the physical level about travel and interruptions around travel or changes being made. The storm warning also clearly talks about emotional events taking place. So this can be turbulent weather or turbulent times around relationships and arguments that can even flare up. So it's about being ready again, listening to things that are coming, being intuitive and connecting to the gut instincts in life, knowing when to walk away from something or knowing when to stand up and fight. That's another very powerful part of managing our relationships in life and the direction that they're taking. The storm warning is something that we all go through. You know, if we didn't have events occur in our life, we'd be static and we would never grow and we wouldn't learn. So it's nothing to be frightened about, but being forewarned is a good thing. Just like in a physical storm on the planet, we watch the weather, and the weather advisors will say to us, you know, there's a big cyclone coming, batten down the hatches, or, you know, prepare. And so we do. It's the same thing for emotional storms or relationship type storms. You try to prepare the best you can, and then that way you can weather it out in a better manner. It's very symbolic, and it's the same type of messages. The new beginnings beneath it is the Fool, one of my all-time favourite major arcana cards. It's powerfully new beginnings at a very personal level and often spiritual as well. So these two hand in hand, these two connected, are literally telling you by the end of the year you won't be in the same place or space as you are now. Now this could be physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, anything, but you are going through a change. Usually all changes are for the better. They lead us to the next position in life. They give us learning, understanding. We gain a lot from them, such as patience, tolerance, non-judgment, strength, insight, wisdom, power. You know, the list goes on and on. So the reversed 8 of Wands over here can mean travel when it's in its upright position. I think it sort of counsels patience again. It says some things in life cannot be forced or hurried, and you've got your patience message up here. So this is very much a reading about understanding the realm of patience and how important it can be, because it helps us to not make the wrong decision, and it helps us to see opportunities that we hadn't previously been aware of or looking out for. With the reversed 8 of Swords, as I said, it can also indicate air travel, but possible delays around some of them. And they might be for a good reason too. And it can also mean with love, oftentimes there's new relationships coming in when this card is in the upright position. But sometimes it can be a little bit of jealousy when it's in the reversed position. So some of you might be teetering on new relationships or within a relationship where a little bit of jealousy is brought up for some reason or another that you might have to deal with. So there you are, guys, a very powerful birthday reading for you. I trust that you each find your own insight within the cards that are there and the messages that have arrived. Remember too that you can transfer them, as I say, to any different perspective of the reading. Definitely that first column did talk a little bit about the physical perspective of your month coming up, and I think it's a great idea to do physical checks on and around your birthday time, sort of welcoming in the new year of your birth as it moves forward. So there we are, Cancerians. Have a wonderful July ahead. There seems to be much in store for you guys and much to contemplate about where you are headed in the future. Thanks for joining me. Remember to check your moon and rising your moon and rising signs. There could be very interesting messages there for you as well. And thanks for liking and subbing the channel and for leaving your comments, because I do love to read them all. Thanks everyone. Take care. Much love. Namaste.